Have you ever wondered why so many people start out with big dreams only to watch them fade away as the years go by? Maybe you've seen it in your friends, your family, or even in yourself. The truth is, most people don't fail because their dreams are impossible. They fail because they fall into the same traps, make the same mistakes, and give up just before the breakthrough. But what if you could be different? What if you could break the cycle and actually achieve what you set out to do? If you're ready to find out why most people fail at their dreams and how you can be the exception, keep watching. Because this could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Let's start with a hard truth. Most people never even get started. They talk about their dreams, they imagine what life could be like, but when it comes time to take action, fear steps in. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. It's easier to stay comfortable, to stick with what you know, than to risk everything for something uncertain. But here's the contrast. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary started out just like you, uncertain, afraid, and full of doubts. The difference is they took the first step anyway. Think about this. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'll wait until I'm ready"? Tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and eventually never. The graveyard of dreams is filled with people who waited for the perfect moment, but the perfect moment doesn't exist. The people who succeed are the ones who start before they feel ready, who take imperfect action, and who learn as they go. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Alex who dreamed of becoming a writer. He loved stories, he had ideas, but every time he sat down to write, he was paralyzed by self-doubt. He compared himself to famous authors and convinced himself he'd never measure up. For years, he wrote nothing. One day, he met an old teacher who asked him, "Why aren't you writing?" Alex listed all his fears and excuses. The teacher smiled and said, "The only difference between a writer and someone who wants to be a writer is that the writer writes." That simple truth hit Alex hard. He realized he'd been waiting for permission, for validation, for certainty. But all he needed was to start. Alex began writing a little every day. His first stories weren't great, but he kept going. Over time, he improved. He faced rejection, criticism, and moments of doubt, but he didn't stop. Years later, Alex published his first book. It wasn't a bestseller, but it was real. He had turned his dream into reality, not because he was the most talented, but because he refused to quit. Now, let's talk about another reason most people fail. They give up too soon. The path to any dream is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and failures. It's easy to stay motivated when things are going well, but what happens when you hit a wall? Most people see failure as a sign to stop. They take it personally, as proof that they're not cut out for success. But here's the truth. Failure is not the end, it's feedback. It's a lesson. Every successful person you admire has failed often more times than you can imagine. The difference is they used failure as fuel, not as a reason to quit. Contrast this with the average person who lets one setback define their entire journey. They try once, face rejection, and decide it's not meant to be. But the people who succeed are the ones who get back up, who learn from their mistakes, and who keep moving forward no matter what. There's another trap that keeps people stuck, waiting for motivation. Most people believe they need to feel inspired before they can take action. But motivation is fleeting, it comes and goes. The people who achieve their dreams don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They build habits that carry them through the tough days. They understand that action creates motivation, not the other way around. So, how can you be different? How can you break free from the patterns that keep most people stuck? It starts with a decision. Decide that your dream matters enough to fight for. Decide that you're willing to be uncomfortable, to face failure, and to keep going when others quit. Decide that you will not let fear or doubt dictate your future. Next, take action, no matter how small. Don't wait for the perfect plan or the right moment. Start where you are, with what you have. Write the first page, make the first call, take the first step. Progress is more important than perfection. Every small action builds momentum, and momentum is what turns dreams into reality. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who challenge you, and who inspire you to grow. Avoid the naysayers and the doubters. Protect your energy and your vision. Remember, you become like the people you spend the most time with. Finally, embrace failure as part of the process. Don't let setbacks stop you. Learn from them, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. The only real failure is giving up. If you're still watching, it means you have a dream inside you that refuses to die. Don't let it fade away. Be the person who starts, who persists, and who finishes. Be the exception. Because the world needs your dream, your voice, and your courage.